a blood infection called endocarditis, and I ended up having to have heart surgery, open heart surgery. The first time was in November of 2020. And I thought that was, I was better. They fixed my heart. I'm good to go, but I was wrong. And, then I ended up losing my leg. The amputation happened because of complications from the first heart surgery. And then, turn around and had to have a second heart surgery this time last year. It was like May 25th, I think, of last year was when I had my last open heart surgery. And, I can honestly say, I don't know, man, if those things wouldn't have happened, I probably would still be, I don't know, man, I might still be living in the woods using right now, because I was convinced in my brain, that this was just how I was going to die. This was going to be the rest of my life. I did this to myself, the choices I made brought me here. And this is just how my life is supposed to go. I had given up, every time I got high, I was just hoping that it would be the last time, and that's really truthful. I really wanted it to happen that way, man. And then even after my surgery and my amputation, it's like it made it worse. I was depressed. Like I remember sitting in this hotel room after my amputation and like just looking at my heart medication, thinking like, if I just take those, man, I won't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I was really in that state of mind. I just was ready to die. I just didn't want to deal with the pain and suffering and everything that my choices had led me to, I was ready for it to be over.
Yeah. So let's go back for just a second here. Now you said you went in for a while. How come you went in?
Prison?
Yeah.
That was back in 2012. I got into some trouble with a buddy of mine who I thought was a friend. And, we were strung out and doing drugs every day. And, he had it's kind of a long story. It kind of sounds so crazy, man. Like he had his house caught on fire because he was high and tried to make fries like with grease. He turned on the grease on the stove and it caught a grease fire. So his kitchen burned down and like there was a lot of smoke damage. So like there was these TVs in his house that were like being replaced by the insurance, but they actually still worked. So he got the bright idea like, hey, I'm just going to take these TVs and we're going to pawn them, and my mom won't care because they're getting replaced by insurance. But so I'm like, all right, whatever, it's his mom, like I was just stupid and naive and didn't think I was in trouble because it was his mom,
Yeah.
And so we went and pawned him. I pawned him in my name. And then I ended up getting like a month later after this, we got the money and we went and got high, whatever. And I didn't even think about it again. And then like a month later, I get off work and like I had started trying to get clean and like I wasn't using at the time when they came and took me to jail. Like I was taking Suboxone and I was like trying to work. I had a job. I was working. I was trying to like get my shit together. And then I get off work one day and the police show up at my house, man. And they got a warrant for 1st-degree burglary. And I'm like, dude, this is not for me because I've never done a burglary. Like, dude, I've done a lot of shiesty things during my addiction, but I've never committed a burglary or like any kind of like home invasion. Those are 2 things I've never done. And when I saw the 1st-degree burglary, I'm like, they got the wrong guy. This is like not me.
Yeah.
But what it was when the TVs, got reported stolen, whatever, he wasn't straightforward with his mom about what happened. He didn't say, yeah, I stole them. He's like, I don't know. So she reports him stolen and says, I guess somebody broke in the house to steal him. Obviously, how else would they get him? So then they find him at the pawn shop in my name. So I get charged with that burglary because I had the TVs that were reported stolen from a burglary. But I had ways to prove that that's not how it went down, but they didn't care. I had a public defender and I was hit, man. So I ended up getting probation and then violated that and went to prison. I did 2 years.
Got a comment coming in here from Chris. Chris Lindberg. Thanks for the comment, Chris. Chris says 1 leg per heart surgery. That could make a person go either way. Kudos for hanging in there and making it to today. Keep on fighting for your healthy, healing lifestyle. Thank you for the comment,
Thanks,
Chris.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So tell us about, so that must have been a gigantic challenge for you coming into recovery, having to cope with the amputations, with the surgeries, with the health challenges. What did you do to hang on? Like, did you go to meetings? What kind of supports did you seek out?
Nah, to be honest, and I'm not down in like NA or AA at all, in any kind of way, but it was just something that I wanted to try something different, because I had tried rehab and going to the AA and NA and doing all that before, and it never worked for me. And I had been seeing on TikTok like about these people who, they don't do meetings, and they have whatever their higher power is, and they have their support system, and they do partake in, plant medication and stuff like that, as a way to help them through their sobriety. So I started thinking that was a way that I would like to try to pursue, a route I'd like to try to pursue. And so that's what I decided to do. And I still read stuff. Like I watch TED Talks and stuff, and I read up, and I study different things, so I'm not totally against like thinking that, like AA and NA and doing things by a book is completely wrong, but I just have my own way. And what really kept me going at the beginning was my mom. I hadn't had a relationship with my mom or my son. My mom's had custody of my son Chance since he was like before he even turned 1. She got custody of him, and she's had him the whole time, and she's done a great job, like raising him and stuff like that. He's a great kid. And because of my addiction, I hadn't had a chance to be in his life like I should. And, also my mom, I'm sure she was just tired of seeing me like that, so we just, we're kind of on the outs for a few years. And when I first got sick when everything went down with my heart the first time, I hadn't seen my mom in like almost 3 years at that time, and she came up to the hospital, but she brought me in to her home to stay with her, to help me, help me through my healing and everything. And she was there for me. She supported me financially. And then, she helped me with everything I needed, took me to, my doctor's appointments, and made sure that I, just kept me straight, and if it wouldn't have been for my mom and having my son and her and my little brother's another one of the biggest supporters I have as far as, that goes. He's always was there for me. And anytime he was off work, he would come down to the house and hang out, because for a while I didn't have a prosthetic, like didn't have a leg. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't even get down the porch, so it was like I was just stuck, depressed in the house, and I'm thankful for them, and I have a few friends that were there for me as well. And, I just think that I'm really thankful for TikTok. That might sound crazy, man, but I started TikTok started TikTok in May of 2021 last year. And like, I never planned on like posting videos or doing anything like that. My little brother got me to download it as like, because I was always on YouTube watching videos. So he's like, man, TikTok is cool. They got better videos and they're shorter and it's easier, blah, blah, blah. So I started. That's the only reason. But then I started seeing people, sharing their stories about their recovery and like this and that. And like, it inspired me to start sharing mine, and really, honestly, 100%, man, TikTok and the community of recovery people on TikTok has really helped, have really saved my life, man, for real. It's changed my life completely. It's led me places I didn't never think I would be able to go, and given me the ability to do things I've never thought I'd have the ability to do and help people and stuff. And it's just crazy how, just posting one video, can change your life,
Yeah. So you started last year with 0 followers.
I posted my first video on June 16th, 2021.
So not even a year yet.
Yeah, not even a year. No.
Wow. That's insane, man. Because you're up. What are you at now? Like 100,000 something? Like you must be doing something right, man.
I actually hit 115,000 today.
Wow. That's incredible. So do you ever get a lot of people like reaching out to you for like, like people that are struggling, looking for advice, looking for services?
Yeah, actually I do. And that's something I kind of wanted to talk about here, as well, with being able to help people. But I'll answer your question first. Yeah, I have people reach out all the time, just a lot of them are just saying like, hey man, how'd you do it? Like, what'd you do? I want to get clean, but I don't know how to go about it, or, things like that. But there's some that really stick out. And there was one about a month or so ago. A guy reached out to me and was like, hey man, I know you don't know me and you probably won't even see this message, but I need help, man. I need to get clean for my girl and my kid. And I can't tell my family, because they'll all disown me and she'll leave me and I will never get to see my kid again. I guess he came from a family where that would have been unacceptable.